what to see, what to rent, and what to skip. It's Movie Reviews with Ryan J.
Welcome back. Ryan J is our resident film critic. He is here on the cusp of the movie industry's biggest weekend of the year. In just a little bit, he's going to share his thoughts about the upcoming Oscars. But first, a few other things. Welcome, Ryan.
Good to see you.
Thank you. You too.
Great to see you. What will you do Oscar night?
You know, it is like the Super Bowl of movies. It's Christmas in July for me.
Yeah.
So I buckle up, I hunker down. I will be reviewing it live on my website. I'll be tweeting about it. I'll be covering it on my Facebook page. So it's a lot of work, but nothing pleases me more.
I was going to say it's a work night for you.
Oh, labor of love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very true. Okay, before we get into more of the predictions and stuff like that, let's break down some of the movies that are opening up. So the first one is Nonstop PG-13.
Yes, and this movie I screened on a night after I flew back from LA. I had been working all weekend. I was so not in the mood to see a movie, and in spite of myself, I really liked it.
Oh,
it's really fun.
Okay, what'd you like about it?
I like the cast. I like the notion of, you know, a bunch of strangers being caught in a confined space with no place to go.
See, I don't like that idea.
It's not like snakes on a plane.
No,
Okay,
no.
good.
It's more like, you know, Flight Plan or Red Eye, but any of the great movies Up in the Air where there's suspense and slow burn and mystery and intrigue, this movie's as good as the best of them.
All right, we know one of our Oscar contenders is in this movie. It's Lupita Nyong'o in this film. How is she?
She's amazing. I mean, she's front runner for 12 Years a Slave. She has a very big part. She has like 3 lines in this. So
Okay.
this movie was made before she became the style star that she is, and you know, the Oscar nominee. But Liam Neeson is the star, and he's fantastic. This is the role you kind of want to see him in after he's made his Taken movies. There are some money shots where the camera slows down and he pulls out the gun, and you almost want to just applaud in those moments because he's so fabulous. Julianne Moore is his co-star as a passenger. She elevates everything that she's in. They have great chemistry as co-passengers, and it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Okay.
For you, then, is this to see it on the big screen?
Absolutely, it's a see it. It's a great murder mystery whodunit, and I recommend it.
All right.
Awesome.
Gotta like that. The next one, The Wind Rises, PG-13 as well.
Interestingly, PG-13 because it's an animated movie. And it's really like an adult drama that just happens to be animated. But it is Oscar nominated this year. It's up against Frozen, The Croods, Despicable Me 2 in the Best Animated Feature category.
And what's it basically about?
You know, it's about this Japanese boy who has the dream of becoming an aeronautical space engineer and building airplanes, and he eventually does that. It's a little slow-moving. There's a little bit of World War II sprinkled in. It's kind of serious and straightforward. And you know, I didn't love it.
Okay. Does the director matter on a movie like this?
He really does, especially on this because this is directed by Miyazaki. He's a visionary Japanese director. I've loved some of his previous films, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, and Ponyo, primarily because there's so much fantasy and whimsy in his movies. This one lacks that. There's a little bit of a dreamer sequence to some of the scenes in this movie, but it's really, you know, it's PG-13. It's not a family film. You're not going to bring your kids to this movie. So I really question, like, what adults want to go see a drama that just happens to be animated? A lot of my friends I know wouldn't be into this movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this for you then, I'm guessing, to skip it or rent it?
This is a skip it.
Skip
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save your money.
All right, let's talk about the Oscars a little bit, starting with the host.
Can't wait.
Ellen
Love
DeGeneres.
her.
Love
I love
Ellen.
her.
Second time hosting the Oscars. Everybody's wondering, is she going to wear a dress? You know, the hosts always change their outfits a few times throughout, so that's the big question. Also, is she going to crack any jokes about Arizona? You know, will she go political, or is she going to stick it strictly to, you know, the movies and the nominees this year?
Yeah, I love her. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be so much fun. You kind of told us that there's going to be a Wizard of Oz tribute, which I can't imagine
Don't
you're
you
not
think
excited.
it's happening just for me?
Yes, I kind of do.
Yeah, Bette Midler's going to be singing Over the Rainbow. Judy Garland's 3 children, Liza Minnelli, Lorna, and Joey Luft, going to be reunited for the first time in many years on the Oscar stage. It's the 75th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz this year. They're going to be, you know, celebrating it in a big way. And I don't know. I'm not going to be working at that moment. I'm just going to be like on the floor enjoying every second.
Taking it all
You
in.
have to.
Exactly.
I love it. What about predictions? What are your thoughts on the winners?
Well, it seems that this year is super predictable, you know, but there are a couple wild cards. For example, in Best Picture, it should go to, and my money's going to, 12 Years a Slave. But a lot of recent polls are showing that Gravity is inching in there. And statistically, whoever wins director does tend to follow suit in the Best Picture category. And we know Alfonso Cuarón will win for Gravity. So does that increase Gravity's chances in the Best Picture category? Possibly. I'm still putting my slow cooker on 12 Years a Slave. I don't know what I mean by that. Not a slow cooker, but sounds good. Anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Best actor Matthew McConaughey is a front runner, but Leonardo DiCaprio has been campaigning hard this year, and he usually doesn't play the game, and that's why.
Does that matter to campaign?
It does.
Really?
It does. They spend a lot of time at the Oscar luncheons. They mingle with the voters.
Oh, that makes me mad.
Well, you know, he hasn't done it in the past, and so he hasn't won before, so there's a chance that he could edge out. Similarly, we see it kind of split in the supporting actress category. Lupita Nyong'o is the front runner, 12 Years a Slave, but Jennifer Lawrence has won quite a bit for American Hustle. She just won last year for Best Actress, so I kind of feel like give someone else a chance, you never know. And then the one shoe-in this year is the Best Supporting Actor category, Jared Leto. He's this year's Anne Hathaway, who swept everything last year with Les Mis, so, you know, he's your for sure bet. If you want to make money on the Oscars, Jared Leto.
That's a good one. I agree.
So it's interesting. You see it being more between Matthew McConaughey and Leonardo DiCaprio, even more so. I can't say his name.
Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the momentum going into this award season. There is a real science behind these categories, and it doesn't seem to be in his favor this year.
Interesting. Really interesting.
All right. You've got a new movie club?
Yes, it's actually tomorrow morning. So if you want to come out and meet me tomorrow morning, the movie club is tomorrow, Saturday, March 1st at 11 a.m. It's for Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and you can enter to win at my website.
That's cute. I saw the commercials for that when the dog eats the peanut butter. It's great.
He's like the dog version of Blue.
Yes, he is. He really is. All right, great stuff. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks.
You can like Ryan J on Facebook, follow him on Twitter, and for his full movie reviews, check out his website, ryanjreviews.com. That's where he'll also be doing his live reviews of the Oscars.